the show today. I'm Vanessa here with Team Hustle Sports Productions. Today I'm with swimmer Jasmine Liu. How are we doing today, Jasmine?
I'm doing so good, Vanessa. Thank you.
Yes, we're super excited to have you on today. And we know you're currently training in Hong Kong. How has the training environment been there and how does it compare to the United States?
Honestly, I was not expecting the environment to be so different. I was actually chatting with the coach the first couple weeks that when I started. And he said resources are pretty limited there. So compared to when I used to train in the United States at a national club, where we had the whole facility, the whole pool, all the resources, gym equipment, and all that. We only had one lane when we were training in Hong Kong. So it's a bit, space is tight, but yeah, I would just say space is limited. The pool is beautiful. Most pools are indoors in Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's super interesting to see how different it is there. But we know you've been swimming since such a young age. How have you grown into a different swimmer over the years, and how has the sport shaped you?
That is such a good question. I would say swimming honestly has made me who I am. I would say I'm not who I am without swimming because it has given me all the memories. It has given me all my closest friends, and it has taught me lessons that only experience can teach. So I'm very grateful that even throughout all the difficulties and all the challenges and everything, I'm glad to say that swimming has taught me to be humble, how to be passionate about something, how to persevere through anything in life, honestly. So I think despite just being a swimmer, I think many athletes can relate to this mentality that a sport can take you through.
Yeah, for sure. After so many years of your sport, how have you just continued to enjoy it and stay passionate about swimming?
Ooh, these are all good questions. I love that. Um, yeah, that is such a real topic because your success can get in the way of how you think when you're competing in a sport. And I think throughout it all, you just remember that difficulties and challenges and setbacks are part of the process. You're not going to get to one point without all those. So and remember that the process is sometimes supposed to be hard, and without it you're not going to be able to understand how really the journey works, and you know all those things that bring you to that goal. If you simply just got the goal without putting any hard work in, or waking up early for all those workouts. And my friends are definitely a big part in helping me enjoy the process as well.
Yeah, that's so inspiring and wholesome. Wow. Every athlete faces setbacks, but how do you maintain a positive mindset during your toughest moments?
This is actually very relatable as well. I just had an injury a couple months back, so it's my first injury in swim because swimming is relatively a safe sport. You wouldn't get as many physical injuries such as football, basketball, soccer, all that. So I do have two herniated discs in my back right now. So it did affect me for half the season, I would say. This my first year in collegiate sports this year. So it was definitely a big mental setback because a lot of the days I would think, oh, I can just skip practice and take a day to, just not go to practice. And I would use my injury as like the reason, right? In fact, just pushes me to be stronger and be like, even though I have this injury, I can still show up. I can still do my best, even though on the days I really, really did not want to. Especially when I came to Hong Kong, I was still in pain a little bit. So it was very difficult for me to maintain a positive mentality, but that's okay. Like I cried some tears. But it'll all be okay. So yeah, I just reminded myself that, like, if I can endure a little small setback, when I become a national swimmer or when I become a professional athlete, there's going to be even tougher things that I need to endure. So it's just part of the journey as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of athletes could relate to you on that. What's one lesson that you've learned from training overseas that you will carry with you for the rest of your swimming career?
Something that I'll take with me from training overseas, I'd say, are the people, for sure. I got to learn how the coach interacts with the team, and mostly all the people that I've made friends with here are international students. So it's pretty cool that they're going to school outside of Hong Kong, outside of Asia, to compete or study. So I'd say that's a relatively common thing in Hong Kong. Since it's such a small country, many athletes and students go to England, Europe, Australia. Um, Honestly, the United States is the last country that I've been hearing when I'm here. So it's pretty cool
Really?
to, yeah, it's pretty cool to see that there's so many international countries that are included within Hong Kong. So,
Yeah, that's so awesome. Is there one team or coach or teammate that has made a particularly big impact in your swimming career?
well, since we're on the topic, I would say Coach Lockhart has made a big impact on my student athlete career. Um, Ever since he reached out to me, I've just felt this sense of like, you can achieve all your dreams and goals. Like, he tells me his stories on how he made it big with his family and with his dreams. And every time I hear about it, I'm actually just in awe. I'm so inspired, and it actually makes me tear up sometimes just thinking about it. The way that, you know, you can start from nothing, but it doesn't really matter where you're coming from, doesn't matter how you do it, honestly. But just as long as you have a goal in mind and you have the capability to reach those goals, I think anything is possible, honestly. There's so many instances in the Olympics or just how an athlete made it big. They made it from little to no chance. No one possibly could have thought they would have even made it that big. But it's very inspiring to see Coach Lockhart to be here to this day, inspiring so many little kids. Team hustle. So I'm very, very happy to say Coach Lockhart is one of my has inspired me as an athlete. And I also wanted to mention that my closest friend, I actually met him on my previous swim team. So he has inspired me to push myself. He is a swimmer at UCSD currently, and he pushes me to be great. Just thinking about him and all my closest friends, I know that they will succeed in everything that they will do. And yeah, I'm just glad I have a very good circle around me. And yeah, thank you so much, Vanessa.
Yes, that's so great to hear that you have so many inspiring people with you. Looking back at one important moment in your swimming career, what is just one moment that changed everything for you?
Wow. Okay. One moment I would say that changed everything for me is when I found out I couldn't attend the University of Minnesota. I had committed to that university the beginning of my senior year. And, as all my friends and teammates are committing to big D1 schools like Berkeley, Purdue, Michigan, just big name schools around the country, I was very excited myself because my coach actually did swim and graduate at the University of Minnesota. So we were stoked for me to, attend that school. But then the price to attend that school was a little bit out of my family and I's range. So I was not able to go there. And then that resulted in me not going to any university for the next, I'd say, year and a half, in which I studied at a community college, and then I stopped swimming. So that did hinder my athlete career a little bit, since I've been swimming for so long. And I think after high school, or as a high school athlete, you do kind of compete to see where you can go to university. So I think that was a very, very big moment for me. Yeah, I'd say that definitely humbled me a little bit, just gave me a new perspective on, like, you know, your whole life is not just about swimming. You're so much more than just a sport. So don't put yourself down just because swimming may not be in your life anymore. I definitely learned that from that experience.
Yeah, well, that's so inspiring to hear how you overcame that and still continued swimming even after that. Well, we're going to do one fun question, but what's something that you do just to stay recharged and balanced that's other than swimming?
That is so good. Um, I have many hobbies. I actually love vlogging. I love editing. I love posting videos on YouTube and all that. I also like to surf in my free time, when I'm in California, of course. I love just being outside, exploring anything new, honestly. So I think that is pretty important when it does come to finding an outlet for anyone as an athlete. I used to play a little bit of guitar just for fun in my room. And just anything that I'm not stuck at home doing, I'm happy. So, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds so fun. Well, that's all I have for you today, but thank you so much for joining us, and we loved having you on the show and wish you nothing but success in your swimming career. And we hope to see you soon. This is Vanessa with Team Hustle signing off, and for everyone watching, make sure to follow us on all of our platforms at Team Hustle Football and stay tuned for more content.
Bye.